everyone, and welcome back to the Voda Download. I'm Jesslyn, your host and the onboarding manager here at Voda Clean and Restoration. And today we have a very special Christmas themed episode that is deeply connected to the heart of Voda. As we step into the holiday season, a time of generosity, love, and community, we're taking a moment to highlight a tradition that started long before the Voda Care Foundation and long before Voda expanded nationwide. A tradition that began with one franchise and one vision. Today, I'm honored to be joined by Dragan, the founder of Voda Clean and Restoration. His leadership, values, and heart have shaped the culture we all live by today. And with him is his incredible wife, Arlene, who has walked alongside him through every season of building this company and this tradition. Dragan, Arlene, thank you so much for being here. We're excited, grateful, and of course, honored to hear the story behind the Voda Toy Drive this holiday season, which began inside your franchise and has become something even the entire Voda family will participate in for the very first time this Christmas. So let's jump right in. All right. So Dragan, I want to start with you from the very beginning. When you think back to the very first Christmas toy drive you ever organized, what was happening in your life that sparked this idea? What made you say, this is something we have to do?
Hey, Jocelyn and everybody, first of all, thank you for having us. Well, experience the first Christmas in America. It was really something amazing. You know, Arlene's family, she has two brothers, two sisters. They all have kids. First Christmas when we got married, and that was just in a home, the joy, the love, the beautiful Christmas tree with the amazing wrapped gifts under it. It was so different than what I had experienced in Serbia after the war in Serbia. Beautiful place, beautiful country, but economy-wise, it wasn't really great. So we did not have many gifts and toys during the Christmas. If you get any, that's amazing Christmas. So having that experience with Arlene's family really kind of opened my eyes. I'm like, this is how Christmas should look like? It was really great. And we started talking about the giving and realized quickly that not everybody in America experience the beautiful Christmas morning. Christmas as a Christians, it's the biggest time of the year for us, and it's all about love and joy, and giving just came naturally, right? With the Christmas spirit. So that's how we decided to start giving and looking into what institution and what would be the best way on giving back. You know, growing up and not having enough and being able to give back, there's something so powerful about that. And it's like, I always say giving is receiving. I don't mean by giving $100 and receiving $200 back. There is something more deeper and more spiritual involved in giving.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's incredibly meaningful. I mean, you can really feel the heart behind that because that's what Christmas is all about. What about you, Arlene? Can you piggyback off that and tell us where you came in and said, I really want to support this idea and start this tradition?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was just something that God put in our hearts, and that's something that Dragan and I were just compatible with as far as this goal of giving back, especially during our favorite season of Christmas. I also didn't grow up, with so much. My family we were immigrants. My parents had 5 kids. And so, times were rough when we were growing up as well. And so now that we've all been blessed being in this country and we all have careers and businesses, we're able to enjoy all the fruits of the labor that my parents had, when we were growing up. So when we got married, we just knew that it was just taking things into perspective and where we came from and what we have now and how fortunate we are, and how back when we were growing up, we had people, giving to us. And we remember how that felt, right? Just, it didn't even matter how big or small of a gift it was. It was just the fact that someone remembered us and valued us and gave us, more things to celebrate. and be thankful for as a child. And so we remember those memories. And so we want to do the same thing for children who, maybe are less fortunate, or easing some of the burden some of these families are facing during the season. So we just want to be able to help out those families and just give an extra reason for them to be excited about for Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, this explains a lot, so much why this tradition has lasted for so long. I mean, you guys, when you think about it, how many years ago, when was the first one? How many years ago was it?
I don't really remember exact the year we started. We always kind of give. Every year obviously we donate to our church, and we always were givers. Just a few years ago, I remember we started with a few toys here and there, and then we find out that some of the institutions, especially with the older kids.
Yeah.
One of the year was, what was it?
Well, it was Children's Hospital. I believe we started, it's been over 10 years now. And the reason why I remember is
Wow.
over 10 years, I remember because we had our daughter who was like about 5 years old. She's 15 now. We had her participate in it. And she was so excited, shopping for the toys and, organizing it all and putting it all in the big Santa, bags. And, she didn't understand exactly at the time, but she knew that it was something that was selfless. Like, this is not for you. This is not for us. This is for us to give away to people. So one of the charities that we got involved in was Children's Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to the hospital and delivered, Santa sacks of toys, probably around 100 maybe. And we didn't see the kids directly, but we did see the staff and who collected it. And they were just as happy to receive it. And that just made us feel really good. Other organizations we were involved in was for foster children who would have trash bags when they would transfer from house to house. They wouldn't have anything to even put their belongings in. So we donated, backpacks and tote bags with some toiletries in it to give to foster children. So that was also another.
That was a very special one. Every year it's a special year giving, but one of the, I remember with the backpacks, they were super special. Like Aline mentioned, they would move this is foster kids. They're moving from place to place. And you moving into the new place, new parents, new house, new family. And you come in with a trash bag, carrying your stuff, just little stuff that you have, you put it in the trash bag. That was really something that, we couldn't even believe that that's something like that happening in America.
Right.
And that's what we wanted to kind of, we did buy tons of backpacks and small little things, putting in the backpacks and sending to this organization. Another one was also foster kids for the little older foster kids. For example,
teenagers,
13, 14, 15, 16 years old, they don't really get too much of attention. And we asked them for the list. What would they like for this Christmas so we can go to the store and buy it? And one of the items on the list was a shower gel. To me, that was
my gosh, just a basic really item.
Yeah, that's very essential, right? It's kind of touched my heart because I remember in Serbia celebrating birthdays, and you go to somebody's birthday and you buy the shower gel as a gift. So,
wow.
Yeah, it was definitely. So, of course, we went to, I think, Walmart and Costco and bought shampoos and shower gels. And the amazing thing is when you deliver bags of these items to this organization, we don't see the kids. We don't really give it to the kids. We give it to the organization because we bring, bags and bags of these items. And for them to kind of see us like, oh my gosh, that's so much. Kids going to be so happy this Christmas.
I think one of the things that really stood out, I told Dragon, I was talking to the coordinator, trying to get the wish list of these kids. And as they were giving me the wish list, they were giving me stories behind some of these children.
Oh,
and I couldn't finish the conversation. I would just broke down and I was crying, and I called Dragon and I'm like, okay, here's the list. But I'm like, I can't even tell you the list because I'm just going to start crying.
Mm-hmm.
It just really touched my heart because it's not just, we're giving them gifts and it's Christmas. Yes, true. But you're really impacting a child's life, that they feel valued, that someone cares about them enough to give them a present. And that's how it evolved to this toy drive. We heard that some of these kids had never received a toy or a gift at Christmas before.
Oh my gosh.
Teenage.
No.
No, I'm gonna start crying again. But
Oh,
they literally said they would open it up, and one of the teenage boys said, I've never gotten a gift before. I've never had a Christmas gift before. No one's ever given me a Christmas gift. So that just really impacts us, and who wouldn't, right?
right.
When you hear these stories. So we just know that there are kids out there that, even though you see toy drives here and there, don't ever, underestimate it, the power of that
Yes.
giving.
Absolutely.
There's so many more children that we don't even know about out there that is just waiting to get a present that will
Yes.
impact them for a very long time.
Yes.
Just to make them feel valued.
And don't think that one toy doesn't change. I always say one child, one smile, one present.
Right.
It can put a smile on the child's face in that Christmas morning. It doesn't matter how many, just giving is something that's so special. And I remember you mentioned the story, and I remember Angelina, my daughter, asked me a few years ago, is like, hey, daddy, what was your best toy when you were growing up? And I couldn't even remember having a toy. It was so fun. I know we always had a soccer ball. That was the thing that you always had.
That was your toy.
But other than that, I couldn't even remember the toys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Knowing it in America still exists something like that, it's feels like we are obligated to really do something about that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's what Voda is. You guys mentioned it. One person takes one person, one child, one toy. Here we are with our theme, one Voda.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Exactly. And I love that you guys shared all that. I mean, that your perspective really completes the story. And you mentioned your daughter, which I love, is like how that's the milestone, like when you guys started 10 years ago. And now she was a part of it and she got to see it and be inspired by it as well. And it kind of ties into what it means to your team, right? Something really special about your toy drive is how deeply your team is involved every year. And so what does this tradition mean to your team?
So, I think everybody wants to be part of something bigger. And we see that in our team when we involve them in this toy drive. And, it's a very happy moment because everyone is doing teamwork of organizing the toys, putting the toys in the bag, putting it, wrapping it up and putting it in the trucks and delivering it. So it's a team effort, but you can see the joy that just comes out of their faces of being part of this. It makes them feel like, wow, we're part of something bigger. And, we're impacting the community. So we definitely see the impact in our team and it's just a very joyful moment. And we look forward to it every year. And I know they do too. When we say, hey, it's time to get the gifts together, all the toys together. And, we need everyone's help to put these in bags and put in the trucks and deliver them. It's like, they're literally Santa's elves at this point. Happy elves.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these type of traditions, it's amazing how they can strengthen your culture, right? And it speaks volumes about your leadership and bringing your team involved in this. Is there any reaction besides, I mean, you mentioned that they all work together and they're being something better, or I should say something bigger, more purpose to it. But is there any behaviors of your team that stood out the most over the years? Like one action or one reaction from your team that stood out the most?
Well, I don't know about exactly reaction but the emotions that come with that, seeing them, we buy hundreds of toys. We every year we try to buy more and more and more. And over the years we got to buy, been blessed to buy over 100 toys. Last year we did 250 or 300 toys, which is unbelievable. We always buy, let's say 100 toys for boys, 100 toys for girls between some age. And then we talk about that in the meeting. We keep those toys for like almost a week in our office so everybody can see it. We take the photos with the teams, and when we deliver, we kind of make the chain of people from office to the truck, and like everybody passing the toys to each other and putting them, stacking them nicely in the truck, and then we deliver. The last couple of years we've been delivering toys to our local church because they do Christmas toy drive, and we like to help. They actually have a goal of collecting as a church like 200-300. We bring almost every year more than they have a goal to reach. So it's really amazing to see that. And obviously they're super thankful, but just a team, this is something that might seems like, what did they gonna think? They're going to be like, oh, these guys have so much he's giving. Why he's not giving to me? It's not like that at all.
No.
Team will love this. It's so funny. I just hired another guy a few days ago, and he was mentioning, because he knows some guys from my team, and he was mentioning how we do morning Voda, how we donating to the Christmas. So the team itself spreading the joy and talking about these things that we do, as Aline mentioned, being a part of the bigger, something more impactful. And there's just like, Voda helps people every day. As I like to say, we are doctors of homes, right? Cleaning or restoration, we always leave the home in a healthier environment. Well, this is another way that we can really do the same thing. And I highly recommend do this in your community. You can find a church, you can find an institution, hospital. There's so many places they will take these toys, but just going with your family or with a part of your team, Walmart or Costco, any of the big stores, and buying these toys and putting them in the office for a couple of days and taking the photo with your team and then delivering. Trust me, you will feel great after doing it. This is something, again, giving is receiving, not material receiving, but you will definitely feel spirit that the happiness and joy. And as I mentioned, Christmas is all about love and joy, and you will definitely feel that.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
gosh.
I think, it just shows the heart behind the company, right? So it's really like I was mentioning before, it humanizes the company. Like, we're not just, a profit company. We're not just doing services and, providing services that we're, providing, but it's humanizing ourselves to the community, that we also care. This is not everything is just for profit, right? That this is us giving back to the community. And I think our team understands that they are now part of this company that has a heart for the community. And I think that just makes everyone feel good about themselves.
Just that much special. And
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, for sure. This is a big part of what Voda is about, right? Being out there serving the community. It's like you said, it's not about always a profit, but serving our community as much as possible. And this is a great way of doing that. And I just, that to me probably is the most inspiring, is like how involved your team gets. And like I mentioned earlier, it's a great way to build that culture, right? It's more about like just getting together and doing jobs, but we're here together making other people's lives a better one, right? Impacting them in so many ways, whether it's the children or adults or whoever it may be in need. And it's a great way of doing that. So I love that. And I know you kind of mentioned this a little bit as like you were giving some advice, and I just want the other owners to feel this inspiration, and also give them the opportunity to build their culture using this, Voda toy drive, for themselves. Right. And as our owners participate for it for the very first time this Christmas, what would you like to say to them? Is there any advice or anything or message you want to say to them before they get started?
No, absolutely. So first of all, don't overthink it. This is very simple, step-by-step process, and I'll just describe what we do. You want to do it on time. This is a great time to start, actually. You want to, I think, before the December 10th or 15th, you want to kind of have all the toys ready. Just grab your family or your team and go to Walmart, Costco, Target, any of those stores, and just buy as many toys as you can.
Or shop online.
Make it easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would definitely recommend to buy some in the store, because there is something special about you driving there, picking up the toys, putting them in the car, and bring them back to the office and put them nicely in the middle of the table in your office, and tell everybody what is this for and what is Voda stands for. As one Voda, my biggest dream was, and I mentioned this to every single Discovery Day, one day to have a humongous Voda truck delivering toys all over the place with a Santa on the top. I guess it would be fun. And I can see that. Like, we have an amazing team. We have amazing franchise owners that I know they like to give. Some of them are already mentioning on our teams that they start giving. especially during the Thanksgiving time as well. So this would be just another opportunity to connect with the community on another level. And like I said, giving is not receiving that you will get something back. You want to give because your heart is there for giving. And highly recommend, go buy the toys, take some photos with your team, deliver it to any place that your heart tells you to go to, and you will feel great afterwards for sure.
And that's really important what you just said, like follow your heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just follow your heart, and don't feel overwhelmed. Join an organization, join one Voda, and just contribute to that. So you're not like it's all like it's just you trying to buy for the entire community.
Right. Get your team involved. Right. They can help out. They might know somebody. They might know a foundation or something out there, an organization that needs this. So,
and please don't think you need to buy 50 or 100 toys. Like if you buy one, like I mentioned earlier, one child at a time, one smile at a time, one toy will make somebody's Christmas great. So it doesn't matter how many, you just do it.
Yes, absolutely. But thank you so much for sharing that advice. Like you said, you owners, you heard it. It should be very simple, nothing too complicated. Just get out there and start doing it, right? And the rest will follow. So Dragan, Arlene, thank you both so much for sharing the heart, the story, and the Christmas spirit, more importantly, behind the Voda toy drive. We started, or I should say, this started as a simple act of giving. In your franchise has now become a tradition that will impact families across the entire Voda family for years to come, which is crazy to say, right? So to all of our owners listening, this is your invitation to be part of something bigger than ourselves this Christmas. Let's carry this tradition forward together. Let's make a difference. Let's bring joy to children and families in our communities, because that's what we are here for. So thank you, Voda family, for tuning in. And then more importantly, thank you again, Dragan and Arlene, for inspiring all of us. This has been just amazing.
Well, thank you so much for having us, and Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, this has been the Voda Download, and we will see you guys next episode. And again, Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a great holiday, and Happy New Year too as well. And we will talk soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.